Hello everybody. I'm actually not going to start this video with a face shot because I look horrid today. Really bad. You wouldn't want to see me. No makeup, no nothing, no hair done, nothing. I look terrible. I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if anyone pops on. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. And it's snowing here. I think it's going to snow until around midnight. So here in Georgia, we're getting some snow yet again. Knew it was going to happen because of that 3-day rule, right? And snow stays around on the ground for 3 days. We get it again. It's old wives' tale, but sometimes it works. I actually think snow stayed on the ground for an entire week, is what I think. But anyway, I'm gonna do a little thing from. I'm gonna case. We got an email from. Hang on, I'm gonna show you. Got an email. See that card? Isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I thought that I would kind of case that because I love it, because it's got the brush show. I've used brush show before. The brush show watercolor, I've used that before. Got a little crazy on that one. It's beautiful watercolor. But I've used it before. So that one has some brush show on it, and I think, so I want to do, this is the Celebration, the Beautiful Peacock is the name of the stamp set, and it is in the Celebration, our Celebration catalog that runs through March 31st. It's the Beautiful Peacock. You get this free with a $50 order, or you can choose whichever you want. And there's examples of the cards there. You can do it without the peacock. See that? That one's without the peacock, with just using the swirls. And yes, they fussy cut because there's no dies that go with this. I really wish there was, because I love peacocks and I love this. And there's one card that, or not really a card, that looks more like just a little note, and then a card there. So with this one, with some really pretty colors, I'm going to go ahead and get started. This one has, it's a really nice, see if I can turn it right so you can see it. It's a beautiful peacock, beautiful friend. And these are really leaves, but you use them, it's sort of like an artistic impression. And today is all about you. I love the beautiful friend, and that's what that card had, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to use a couple of the elements. First, the peacock. And this boy is really pretty. And how I know he's a peacock and not a peahen is he's pretty. Right? Okay, we're not using this one, but we are going to use this element that resembles the tail, this leaf element, but it resembles the tail. So that one, it's going to be going, and we're going to use Beautiful Friend. Hang on. Let me grab this one out of here. These are photopolymer, real high quality photopolymer. I love them. Okay. And with photopolymer, I like to use, just in case I don't get a good impression. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my peacock, my boy peacock. He would be a peahen and he wouldn't be as pretty. Isn't it sad that in birds the female's not pretty at all? Or well, she's pretty anyway because she's a bird. So they use Night of Navy. Now I've got just a regular piece of extra Whisper White cardstock here. So I'm just going to ink it up. And let's see how good of an impression I get. I got a little, doesn't matter where you put him on the page or on the sheet. I'm just going to hold it down for a second. I'm going to try again. The neck, I didn't like that. I'm going to try again. Hope that dried. I don't want to get it on that. So I'm going to move them around on my, sometimes if I stamp a lot in the center or one place over the other, I might not get a good enough ink on it. Nice, very nice. Do y'all see that? He has a very nice head. That one would work, but that one's a good one. So I'm going to clean off this stamp. So yeah, I hope we don't get snowed in. Hello. Let me know where you're from. Are you getting snow? I hope we don't get snowed in. I don't like to get snowed in. So I've stamped my peacock image. And that is that. I need another scrap of Whisper White. I think I'll use this one. I've always got a scrap of Whisper White hanging around. So now I want to stamp that beautiful friend image. Did I say that right? Image. So I'm going to ink this up too, and I'm going to move it around my stamp pad, because if I just hit right in the middle all the time, every time, it may not work. Okay, so that's that. Decent impression. So I've got those, and I want to get those drying. Okay, so I'm going to set those to the side, and let's work on that background piece. I worked on shimmery white, and I've got my when I worked on brush show the last time, I worked on shimmery white cardstock, and it worked out really well. It's one that can handle the handle all the water that you throw at it. The card that I'm going to do, let me go ahead and score that. This is the base. It's a half of a 8.5 by 11 sheet. I'd already pre-cut it, so I'm just going to score it at 4 1/4 because this one is going to be portrait. So I line my paper up with the 4 1/4. Then I use my scoring tool to just up and down. And then, so there you have it, your card base. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to take my shimmery white, and I don't know if you can see the shimmery. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty cardstock to, I'm going to burnish this right quick before I forget, because it will get on my nerves later on if it doesn't close. With the thick cardstock, you really have to burnish it a lot. So that was 4 1/4. I'm going to do it at 4 1/8 because I want a small border all the way around. So I'm going to trim that at 4 1/8. And then on this one it was 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to trim it at 5 3/8. So yeah, is it snowing? Tell me. Is it snowing where you are? So here's this, and here's our brush show colors. Now the brush show, the yellow I have not used yet, and I'm thinking that that's the one. There's also a gamboge, vogue, and there's also like a red, a brilliant red. This is more of an orange, but I'm thinking, so this yellow has some orange in it, so I'm going to go with that. And here's what I wonder and what I'm going to do. This top is open, so all you have to do is put either one or more, almost like a salt shaker. I'm going to do about 3. I don't know if that's a little bit of the color on it or what. So what I think that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use my brush, my watercolor brush. It's got water in it. Water comes up to the top there. I think what I want to do is maybe, see that? And pick some up. See that? And then I want to tap it. Maybe, maybe not. What do you think? That's not as concentrated as I want. Let's try the orange. I like the yellow, but let's try the orange. What I think is the orange. And I'm going to put it in the same, and you do not need to, I'm going to put it in the same area that I put the yellow. Right there it is. Oh, it's really pretty too. So I'm going to sprinkle it. I'm kind of doing some overspray there. So just be mindful, and that's why I didn't put my sheet down, because I knew that I would, you know, probably be wiping some stuff up. And then I'm going to squeeze, get a lot more water going on my brush, and do a lot more sprinkles. You can see, I mean, the color splatter is going that way. If you want to change it up and do a little more. It's got a lot more water on the sample than what I've got going on. So I'm going to try to move the water around a little more, because I'm not really liking that. Hang on. Now what I'm going to do is squish it. Snowing in Knoxville? Yes. So there's some look with the brush show, and I just don't want I don't want it to look like I brushed it, right? At all. Okay, now I'm going to wipe that up. Yeah, how much snow are you guys expected to get in Knoxville? I have a niece in Chattanooga, I believe. Sounds horrible when I say I believe. I believe she's near Chattanooga. I don't know how much. I haven't spoken with her today, so I don't know how much she's expected to get. I think so. So yeah, I love snow. I really, really do. I'm gonna drop some water on this some more. But yeah, I don't like getting snowed in. I don't like not being able to go somewhere. That's when you want to go somewhere, is when you can't go anywhere, right? So I don't like that. I don't like being snowed in. So there. I think that it's not identical, and that's the beautiful part about brush show, is it's never identical. I'm gonna move that around just a little bit more. And then I've got an old rag instead of paper towels. You would generally use a paper towel, okay? So there's that. And now while I'm gonna clean my, actually I'm gonna clean my space up with Stampin' Mist. What a way to utilize the tools, huh? And that's gonna dry. Okay. Now I'm going to put my 1 to 3 inches. Yeah, they're calling for 1 to 2 where we're at, but I'm not really sure that that's going to happen. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to my, you can actually see that I got some overspray on it, so be careful when you do that to kind of move your stuff around, but I don't think that's too bad. And yes, I'm going to fussy cut this. I'm not a big fussy cutter at all. I really am not that big of a fan of it, but I really enjoy the way this peacock is. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the things that I've seen on Pinterest, of course, and a lot of the cards that I have seen, I really do think that fussy cutting this peacock out is the way to go. And you'll see that I'm rather a shortcut, like the picture shows. These legs cut out. I'm not really sure I'm going to do that. No, I'm not really sure I'm going to do that. But yes, I love this this pecan. And sometimes, you know, when you just love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Here we go. But sometimes when you just absolutely love what you see, you just have to suck it up, right? So I'm going to do that. And you'll see I'm not like the most finesse fussy cutter at all. So if I can do it, you can do it. But I do love this stamp set. It is so stinking cute. I'll come back and fussy cut those some more. But you can see that this is drying, and I want you to see it dry. You see it bowed up. It's, hang on. See it bowed up like that? See? As it dries, it's going to shrink. It's hilarious to watch it. It just moves on its own and shrinks up. Okay. So yeah, we're supposed to get some snow, and I really love the snow. It snowed here last. It was we were leaving to go to Disney World, and yes, it was cold in Florida, and I was, oh my gosh, it was like, what did we do? So I think it's been colder. This is the coldest winter Florida's ever had, I think. You know, I think we brought the cold to them, really. So it's really cold here. I've brought my outside dog in. Dogs are, and she's a poodle, and she has, I haven't trimmed her yet, so she can't come into the house, but we bring her into the garage. And she's like, in the garage, she's like, you know, what is your problem? I want to go back outside. She enjoys that cold air because she has got some major hair on her. So fussy cutting, of course, is not my fave. So the question is, I know there's been a lot of publicity going around. You bring your puppies in. Our puppies have a lot of areas to, or not puppies, they're big dogs, okay? Have a lot of areas to play around in, and they have a lot of shelter they can go in, but we still bring them in just because. It's mainly my husband. He thinks they need a lot of shelter. I'm fine. Now, if it was a small dog with not a lot of hair, yeah, I would bring it in. But now the cat, you can't catch her. She is a true beast of nature. She stays outside. She does. I'd have to trap her in a trap, and I think that would be more detrimental. She's got a bed, she's got a lot that she can, and she does use the bed, although she is, like I say, a beast of nature. She won't come to you. Only if you've got food, and then if you try to touch her, she'll bite the living daylights out of you. She's just a wild cat. She's always been that way. Having a little issue with that one there. So I'm going to eat that elephant from a different perspective here. So yeah, this is boring. And the way I do it, I'm sure it's painful to watch, right? I'm sure this is very painful to watch, but it is such a beautiful card when you get through. And see, I'm all fumbles. The reason why I'm all fumbles is I'm really trying to make it where you can see it. Okay? That's what I'm doing. But I'm off camera there. Could it be any worse tonight, huh? So, what do you think? Smooth enough? Those inside curves get me, I think, the most. And I think I'm good. I would nitpick this thing to death. I'm quite sure that it's okay, but I can't stand points. Sharp points is my problem. Okay, so you see this, it's slowly but surely smoothing out, and by the time we get ready, I'm sure it would smooth out pretty cool, you know. I'm sure it would, but I'm going to take my well, I thought I would. I thought I had my heat gun right here. Okay, so it's drying. I could put it over at my heater, right? Okay, so we've got that, and let's get the beautiful friend. Let's do that straight. So it's just a tab. It's just a square piece of paper that is on it. And I'm going to cut it down. And I kind of like it being a little oversprayed, because it even got some on this, I think, that you're still going to be able to see it. Hang on. When paper gets this small, it's kind of hard to make sure that you're cutting right. But we got it. So there. We have that part and we have that part. Now we've got to do this one. And the block that will, thank you, Robin. Yeah, fussy cutting's not my forte. So here's the deal. I'm thinking that Tangerine Tango is going to look best with this color. And I really wish on camera you could see, hey Laura, I wish you could see the sparkle, the shimmery white in this. I've got to decide. I'm thinking I'm going to go with this being the top and that being the bottom. And so I'm going to take the Tangerine Tango and ink it up. And let's see where I want my peacock to be. I think here. The only problem with this not being flat yet is that, let's see, I want him about right here, because that will dictate where we put the leaves that are like his tail feathers. So, and this stamp set reminds me of one of our local gems that we have in our town. So I'm going to do it right here. She is Miss Tollison, and she is an awesome person. She is a retired school teacher, an artist. She, okay, that worked out really well. That was the Tangerine Tango. We could have got it brighter with maybe a maybe a I don't know if there's a dark, no, I don't think that there is a darker color for that orange. So I'm going to use some gold sequins that I have. These are some in from, I'm not sure they're in the annual catalog, but these are some that I had left over. So these are bigger than what they had on the picture of the card, but I like them just the same. And we're going to do 3 of them like they had. So I'm actually going to pop my little peacock up. So on the full body, I'm going to use a regular let's see if that one fits without, no, put it back. I love the small ones. I love it that we've got the small ones now. And I may have to still, can y'all see that? I may have to trim this one up even though it's a small one. And then I'm going to grab it and just put it there on the head. And where did the extra piece go? I wonder if I can actually fit it there. So, you know me, if you haven't watched before, you know I love casing. Those are usually my jumping off points for my creative outlet or whatever, or for finding my creativity. So I like to try to do those, case what I see, and nothing ever turns out the same. I mean, when you try to duplicate something, even something that you've made, well, that one didn't stay. Even something that you've made, sometimes it never works out exactly the same, right? That's just not going to stay. It'll be okay. Let's take the back off these. So we're going to, well, that one didn't stay either. Hang on. See if I can get it on. Sometimes I have a hard time with the smaller ones. Okay. So I want it there. So I've got one on the head, I've got 2 here on the body, and I've got that one. And then this is still a little wet there where I got a lot of the brush show. And if I would have found just in time, I don't want to leave y'all like sitting here while I'm looking for my heat gun, I would have dried it normally, and then it would have been fine. So now I want to take my sequins and put them in different areas on the card. Holy cow. Stay. And then I want one here. Stay. And there. And then what I will do, and I'm actually going to let it dry before I attach it. Well, maybe not. And see, you'll see that it's got a little bit of a border all the way around with that Whisper White card base. So I think, because this isn't really a big deal with this one, I'm going to run my snail down the middle. And I do want the ends, you do need to have the ends stuck down, but I can stay 1/8 of an inch away from those ends and still be fine. I guess normally, and it's someone who's normal when they do crafting, they probably, before they stuck the peacock up and the put the sequins on, they would have adhered the base. Of course, they probably would have also let it dry to the they would have let it dry, but they would have adhered the base, and hang on, don't freak. They would have adhered it to the cardstock base before they would have. Sometimes I've just got to do that. So now, see, and when that dries, you won't see the bow, but as it is, it's fine. And see, there's the card. What do you guys think? I love it. I love, love, love it. So yes, these, this stamp set, I think, would make an absolute beautiful stamp set without, even without the brush show. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one. I'm trying to look for my, I'm going to go ahead and do another one because I want you to see how, I guess, it's intended to go together and some of the simplicity of it. But I want to keep the Night of Navy and the Bermuda Bay, but I think I might bring in, or you know, maybe I'll keep that same color scheme with the Tangerine Tango. Let's do something different. Let's do the half sheet card base, okay? I'm going to just look at my time. I don't want to really run over an hour, but, and you know, even without a score board, make sure your hands are clean. You don't know how many times I have, thank you, Robin, have done this, and my hands have been dirty or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just ruined my card. So here's this base. And it's just simple. Let's just do something very simple. What I want to do is I want to grab the stamp set again. And I want to get, we're going to use both of these that we already used and the Beautiful Friend. And then I want to grab this main piece, which looks like the main piece of the feathers, the back piece that where the peahen struts and fans it out. I'm going to try and find a, now I'm missing a couple of blocks. It never fails that I always miss a couple of blocks. So let's switch some things out. Here we go. This one in particular will fit on the small block SA. And so then my, well, which one? Yes, my peacock will fit on the B. It will fit on the B. Sorry if I got out of frame doing that. And then this one, the tail feathers, will fit on the D block nicely. Yes, the C block, sorry, C block. It's the D block I was looking for, but I can't seem to find. I've misplaced it somewhere. Anyway, okay, so simple. I'm just gonna find the, you don't even have to do a center. If we want to use the, or maybe we will, let's just do a center. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. I'm going to bring out my piercing mat. And then I'm going to ink up this Bermuda Bay. Just ink it up really good. And what you'll notice is with the card base, when you stamp it, give it just a moment. If it looks splotchy, okay? Give it a moment. Okay, so that's the Bermuda Bay. It's gorgeous color. I love Bermuda Bay. Set that aside so I don't get anything on it. Now I'm going to go back with my 9 of Navy for the body, the little peacock body. Now again, you saw earlier where I had to move my peacock around my pad and kind of swirl it, stamp it, whatever. And now this lines up here, and see with these clear blocks you can, let me see, where's his little face? Right there. And there he is. Okay, so there he is. And after you've stamped a while with this set, this is the first time I've used this set, you will become more familiar with the placement of it. And understand where to put it. And then this is going to go here. So we're keeping the same color scheme that was. And let me think. I think that I want to bring that orange back up, that Tangerine Tango back up. So it's the same concept but without the brush show. And so there, and then you can embellish it however you want. So that's the simple of it. I do love the artistic, the artistic one. I don't know what it is about watercolor that I love, but I love watercolor. And this is the easiest way that I can do it. I can't watercolor paint to save my life. Can't, you know, paint to save my life, but that's why I stamp. I love it. So those are the 2 cards, and this one you can embellish even more if you want to use the sequins or whatever, but this is a simple way that it's meant to be used. And if you want to step it up, you can layer this card with or layer this stamp set with other beautiful colors. Like you could put the Bermuda Bay behind this and then white on top of it. So you could have a white base, you could see the white, you could do the Bermuda Bay and then the white again, or you could do the 9 of Navy to coordinate with it. You know, it's gorgeous either way. So there's the 2 cards. So I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. So if you have any questions, just feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.